Here it is. Okay, so I'm recording late. If you're just arriving, welcome. If you're seeing the replay, welcome. So I was just talking a little, we just did a grounding, a centering exercise. So take a moment to center yourself. And yeah, so I was talking about why I made this summit, talking about how initially it came from the writing of my book, which is really my own healing story. And I wrote it at a time when I was much later in my own healing process. And I felt so supported in my own healing process. And I really wanted other people to feel supported in their healing process as well. So really that's what the summit is about. And well, you may have noticed that all of the speakers in the summit identify as women. And there are no male speakers. And while I did attempt an offer for some male speakers to come in, no one took me up on my offer, and it eventually just evolved and became clear that this was the right expression of the summit at this time. For whatever reason, there it is. Here we are. So everyone is welcome. I want everyone to feel known. I want everyone to feel seen, and you may or you may not, because of the fact that all the speakers identify as women. But all are welcome. All right. I'd like to get into some of the logistics of the summit. So some of you have already asked, and it makes me realize that maybe some of my messaging wasn't completely clear. How does this even work? So let me just be really clear once again. Starting tomorrow and for 10 days, with the exception of the United States holiday of Halloween, which is October 31st, you will get an email in your inbox every single day. And the subject heading will say day 1, HST Summit, or day 2, and I have the little orange hearts so that it's really quick and easy to identify. I've got that on all of them. There's been a lot of folks have gone in, have subscribed, but have not found the confirmation emails in their inboxes. It's probably gone to junk or spam or promotion, and that is so very typical. I was receiving my own emails in my promotions box. So put Marcy at marcylittle.com into your contacts to avoid that problem. Marcy with a Y. Good. And I changed the title to HST Summit to take the word sexual out, because a lot of people's servers were bouncing. Hi, June from Somerset. A lot of people's email servers were bouncing, I think, my emails because of that word, which is really silly. Okay, so in each email that you will receive in your inbox each day, you will get 3 to 4 interviews with the spectacular speakers that you found in this summit, all speaking on a diverse array of angles to get at how to deal with and heal from sexual trauma. They will be available for 48 hours from the time they arrive in your inbox, the time they're sent from me, and then they'll be taken down. And for folks who arrive late at the summit and may have missed a few days, don't worry, I've got you covered. On Saturday, my birthday, November 6th, there will be a 24-hour period starting at 3 p.m. and going until 3 p.m. on Sunday of a replay of all the videos. So in case you missed something, carve out some time to spend some time with the videos that you missed on that day. I hope that's clear. So this is a summit that's dealing obviously with something that carries pain in it. And I want everyone who is part of the summit to feel supported and connected, and also have opportunities to share and to integrate what they're experiencing and what they're learning. So there's a couple ways that we can do that. Many already have been taking me up on my offer to be in contact with me, and we've had some email exchanges. Another way is by joining the group Facebook, and that's a great place. Hi, Christine, nice to meet you online too. That is a great place to just start connecting with the other people in the summit. People have already begun sharing and saying like what brought them here. And there's so much wisdom and experience in everybody who's going to be on that group chat. Certainly, I'm not the only voice that can have anything to offer. Everyone has something to offer. So someone may be very new to their healing journey, and just share something about where they're at. And someone else can be like, I totally got you. I remember how that felt. Here's a thing I did, or just to offer support wherever we're at, and vice versa, So please use the group to support one another and to share what's really touching you or challenging you or what you feel curious about. And also to just ask for help if you need it or support and give it. And please, it's meant to be a safe space. So flag administrator, which is me, if you see any inappropriate content there. And I want to really urge everyone, if possible, to come to the space free of judgment. And I mean that not just for others, but also for yourself. And of course, no hate speech. Additionally, after this, there will be 2 more live Zoom chats, and that is available to people who purchase the summit. The next one will happen on Saturday, October 30th. And in that, there will be an opportunity for people to really do some sharing. I'm going to want to hear from you. We're going to want to hear from each other. It's like, what's hitting you? And then there will be one at the very end. Jeremy Cuciniello, I think I probably didn't say your name right, saying I can speak from multiple experiences. Okay, Jeremy, thank you for sharing that. So yeah, and then at the end of the summit, we'll have a closing ceremony, basically, and we'll talk about, where do we go from here? Great. I want to bring to your attention also that there are downloadable tracking worksheets that I made for you for every day of the summit, for you to just sort of keep track of those same questions. What is touching you personally that a speaker may have said? What challenges you, and what did they say or share that you feel curious and you want to learn more about? And you can bring those tracking sheets to our live Zoom chats as reference or not. This may be a resource that you're not interested in. That's totally fine, but I will include it in everyday sending so that you have access to it if you would like. I already talked about that. Okay, so the interviews, what to expect from the interviews. The interviews were supposed to run from 20 to 40 minutes, and some of them ran a little longer because we got talking and the flow was so natural and authentic and wonderful that it just took longer. So some of them run a little bit longer. Most speakers have experienced some form of a body boundary violation, and sometimes they share their stories. Sometimes those stories might feel triggering to you, so ground yourself, presence yourself, and take a break as you need. But truly, I know I left every single interview feeling incredibly inspired personally and excited to share them with you, feeling like you are going to feel inspired as well, and to walk away with some very real tools and techniques and practices, and also just exposure to different forms of practitioners who have different things to offer that you may not have known even existed yet, that they may have just the right medicine for where you're at or for what you need. Or you may just feel an incredible connection to someone. And you may also notice that there are talks that don't call to you at all. You may want to avoid those. You may want to check them out because they may hold secret treasures that you could never have anticipated. So coming with some curiosity and some openness is going to be a great thing. Okay. Talked about the replay. All right. So if you haven't bought the summit, no worries. We're all here and I'm so glad. Why might you want to buy the summit? I think the top reason is that this is just a lot to take in all at once for anyone, right? Whether you are a healing practitioner and you feel very far along on your journey, or you're just starting out, it's a lot no matter what. This is an intense topic that we are creating community around and supporting each other around. It's almost 30 hours of expert wisdom coming your way. And you may just want to be able to come back again and again. Someone holds something, you want that support, something comes up in your life, you feel a certain something, you're like, oh my gosh, I need to hear Nunaisima again because she really touched me and I just need her energy, right? So you want to be able to go back, or you just didn't have time because we have busy, busy lives. And you can just take it at your own pace. What is your nervous system saying? How much can I take at once? All right, and so by purchasing the summit, you can download both audio and video. And someone's asking, what's the deadline? So the deadline to purchase actually will be at the end of the replays period on Sunday, November 7th. Okay, so that widens the window a little bit for you. The other thing about purchasing the summit by then is that you get the downloadable, I already said that, you get the e-version of my book, Naked My Body Story, so you can just get to reading the whole thing. And the feedback is that it really draws you along. You get hooked in there and it moves kind of quickly. Somebody even shared with me that they read it a second time. The first time it was like, what? And the second time I was like, oh my gosh, Marcy, there's so much humor in there that I missed the first time. So however it hits you is fine. And you may want to take your time with it. You may just devour it, whatever, but it is my healing journey. And there's tons and tons of hope and support in there. And also the things that worked for me. And you also, with that, will get the somatic accompaniment workbook titled Your Body Story that helps you to read the book and work with yourself as you do so. It's a great resource actually for you. And you can enjoy that workbook even when if you're not reading my book. You can enjoy it just every day. There are practices in there to support you in your experience of yourself in your body, to enjoy being in your body more. And of course, you'll also have access to the live chats on Zoom coming up. People are still entering the waiting room. Hello, Natalia. We've talked a little bit about what to do if something comes up during the summit or an interview or even afterwards. And I'm just going to reiterate a couple of things. So the first step is to just begin to notice that you're feeling triggered. Like, oh, something is going on. And, you know, a lot of our survival strategies were to leave our bodies, which is also why it's so important to practice working in the body so that we can get back into the space of the body. And it's not always easy to do that because it's not always nice to be there. There's still a lot of pain involved. So, but the first is to notice a sign and then to pause and just give yourself a break. It's like, whoa, something's going on here. I'm just going to stop everything and attend, right? And once you've done that, you can inquire, well, what is this? What's going on? And different things work for different people to offer as nourishment and nurturing towards yourself. So I already talked about, okay, finding a resource that's available to you. Do you have a supportive partner? Can you get a hug? You know, or a supportive friend? Can you make a call or get a hug? Body contact can be a really nice thing. It can also be something that you don't want at that time. Maybe taking a walk, noticing the trees, look up around the room and see where you are, right? Take out your trash and your compost if you compost. If you have a pet, give them a pet, you know, touching fur and getting the nice, warm, nourishing quality of your animal is such a lovely resource for you. And like I said, so if you feel like you're in that, ooh, sympathetic nervous system, fight, flight, gotta do something, you can offer yourself a hug, a nurturing touch, or even a hug, and see if you can feel the contact. That will start to calm the nervous system there. But if you're feeling this, and you can say, I am safe. And if you're feeling yourself shut down, once again, press into your extremities. Feel contact with the floor. Feel your own solidity again and say, I am here. You can feel, even if you practice that right now, what that gives you, to see which one of those is going to resource you more. All right. Well, we are ready now to get into setting our intention for the summit. I want to pause for a second to just see how you're doing, because that was a lot of information. And if you have any questions that I didn't answer right now at this point, would you please go ahead and put them into the chat? Let me get my chat open. Christine said, why could you not get any men to speak? Yeah, I don't know why I couldn't. That's a really good question. I don't have an answer to that since I'm not in their heads. And are there any books written by men that may help them? I'm sure there are. And one that I really loved was Fire Shut Up in My Bones. It's a beautiful, beautiful one to go to. And then of course there's Resmaa, I'm gonna butcher his name, but My Grandmother's Hands is another beauty. definitely. So I'm just looking at the chat. I don't see any questions coming in. And if that's the case, then we're going to go ahead and move on to our intention setting. All right. You can always, Menachem, thank you, Dulcie. Yeah, I mean, we're in this field together, right? So many of us know what's out there. And so if anybody else wants to, thanks for that smiley face. If there's anybody else who wants to add, who knows of titles that would be helpful for men, please go ahead and add them to the chat and also in our Facebook group as well. Great. All right. Yeah, I mean, that's a great point, Christine. And that was a question Christine answered her own question saying, I'm wondering whether it's because men feel vulnerable about speaking about their experience. It's usually men who are mentioned in the news. Yeah, these are great comments coming in. Yeah, I think that that resonates for me, Christine. I think in many ways, because of our enculturation process, it's even more shaming for men to have had an experience like this and have that living in them and in their bodies. Okay, but I'm not going to speak for men because I'm not one. My grandmother's hands, it's beautiful. Yeah. And Resma has another book on couples, says Marissa, Rock the Boat, for a book on couples, noticing trauma in yourself arising in partnerships. Wonderful, another wonderful resource. So many great resources. Okay. With that said, we're going to move towards the opening of the summit by setting our intention. And I'm going to lead you again, Jeremy, Kama Sutra. Nice. Thank you, Jeremy. I'm going to turn off my chat just for a sec because I'm going to lead you in another body-centered practice to get in touch with your intention so that you can set it loud and clear for yourself. Now, even hearing me say the word setting your intention, you may already know what that is. Fantastic. But we're also going to do this practice to just maybe take it a little bit deeper in and also ground it in the space of your body. All right. So once again, take a moment and you can feel free to close your eyes or leave them open. And if you are seated, and if it feels good to do so, you could sit up and allow your back to be straight and long, or you can lie down. And make any sounds that want to come out. It helps me to sigh sometimes. And just notice for a second that you have a body, a physical body. Your physical body is your vehicle in this life, and you have one and you're in one as much as you are in one. Once again, notice the sensation of your back against what you're lying on or sitting against, or your seat in contact with whatever you're seated on. And bringing awareness again to the breath. And notice, does it feel shallow? Does it feel deep? Does it feel easy? Does it feel tight? Just notice. Now we're going to do a little body scan. We'll start with the head. So just bring awareness to the crown of the head and start almost like a velvety blanket or just a presence. Start to bring awareness down into the face. Around the eyes, between the eyes, the nose, the cheeks, the mouth, the chin, the jaw. Just notice what you find there and notice also what happens just by bringing awareness there. We'll take awareness into the space of the neck, the throat. Just notice what you find, any feelings of ease or enjoyment or numbness or tightness, pleasure or pain. And we'll take the focus now into the heart space. Just notice what you notice. What do you find? What sensations are present? And into the shoulders. And then gently bringing awareness down the arms, through the elbows and the forearms, into the hands, and even all the way out to the fingertips. Just noticing what you find, having some curiosity. And then bring awareness back to the heart space and see if it's shifted in any way or if it's the same. And then we will take the awareness down, down, center line, and into the belly, down into the hips, pelvis, into the top of the legs, the knees, calves, the ankles, and into the feet, and then all the way out through the toes. Now bring awareness back and notice a place in you. It might be in the physical body, it might be in the emotional body, it might be in the mental body or the spiritual body, where there feels like there's some spaciousness, a sense of ease, or even if you're in pain, a neutral place, a place that's not in pain. It could even be the end of your nose. Just notice it and then begin to make it bigger. Feel it expand. Let the sense of ease grow and get bigger and bigger. Take up more space. Okay, now bring a hand to your heart if you'd like, and a hand to the belly if you'd like, or take a hand to any place in you that feels like it could use some support as we start this series. And notice what happens as you do that. You can practice this also anytime you're noticing yourself feeling overwhelmed or frightened or shutting down. Keeping your eyes closed if they're closed or open if they're open. I want you to give yourself a thank you. Thank yourself for being here right now. Thank yourself for joining the summit and offering yourself this tremendous gift, you know? And then remember back to the moment where the invitation to join the summit came into your world. And take yourself back to that moment when that banner, the Healing Sexual Trauma Summit, showed up, transforming suffering through compassionate embodiment. What spoke to you personally? What made you, something in you say, yes, I want to be part of this. I want to offer this to myself. And remember that and notice where you feel it in your body. Because that is the source of your intention right there. Okay. I'm going to ask you a few questions and just see what naturally arises. So what do you want to get out of the summit? What experience do you want to have or gain? What do you want to feel? What do you want to learn? Is there something you want to be able to let go of? Is there some part of you that is just ready to grow and wants to grow, but needs some support in order to do it? What needs nourishment? What wants to feel more free? Do you want to understand yourself better? Are you here to support others? Feel into whatever just naturally bubbled up for you. And now set your intention in that and send it out. I have a candle lit here, which I do for all ceremony, and this one included. You may want to also light a candle at some point now or later with your intention. I declare now the summit open and alive, and we are ready to start this journey together as a community. You belong here. You're not alone. and we share this space together. We share this journey with each other. I want to invite you to share your intentions into the chat because words have power. And we all need to feel seen, heard, and known. And thus, kind of like the marriage ceremony, when you have community there, we're there to support each other. We hold the intention with each other. So please feel free to start sharing your intention if you feel comfortable doing that. And if you don't feel comfortable doing that, you might want to try it anyway, see how it feels. It may be vulnerable to share your intention. Okay, Natalia, intention to heal and transform. I want to learn so that I can help others with trauma, freedom and ability to grow. Healing in community, releasing pain, moving forward. Gather tools for helloing self and others. I like that, helloing self. That's beautiful, I've never heard of that. Spread love and light to everyone and anyone I can. Connect to my sensual, sexual self. Beautiful. I want to know myself. Yeah, these are all great. First, as a sex educator myself, strengthen myself in my work, safe space for myself, deeper ongoing healing. We always have deeper ongoing healing, no matter what stage of the journey we're at. Release and transmute ancestral rape trauma. I'm right there with you, Karen. My intention is to learn about how trauma has affected my relationship to self and others. Yeah, nice. Kat, one more step in healing while taking good care of myself and stay safe. Yes. Gain more clarity on what exactly happened to me in my childhood. Achieve a sense of resolution or at least more personal space. Yep. Understand how my past has affected me so I can start to heal. It's really tricky with trauma because often there's no real attainable memory, but the body carries the memory. Understand how my past has affected me. Okay, I read that. Deepen the integration of the parts of my wounded self ready to be witnessed by my higher self. That's beautiful, Michelle. Personal healing so I can move on for myself. Also be better able to help others who are traumatized and stuck. Wonderful. I want to be a little more here for myself and others. Yeah, a little more here. I love that. I love that as an intention. Yeah, small steps, a little more here would be nice. I really love that. Personal healing and information. Also, I'm writing an article on how incest is related to sexism within a patriarchal world. Whew. Forgive myself. Oh, just want to put hands on my heart for that. Information, encouragement, connection. Connect deeply with my partner. Oh, couldn't be with you more on that one. And it starts by connecting deeply with ourselves, right? Path to safety, living inside my body, freedom to be me. Thank you. Will there be a replay of this circle? I came in late. There will be a replay of this circle. I started the recording late. I knew I was going to forget. It was in the top of my notes. So what you'll miss when you do the replay is just our lovely centering exercise. But yes, you'll hear a lot of this. Intention to open to hearing the message of healing and not shutting down and running away. Unmute myself. Yeah. Finding your voice. I hear you. You're welcome, Virginia Marie. Thank you. We actually still have people who are coming in. So come on in. If you're just getting here or if you're in the replay, everyone is so welcome. All right. Thank you so much, everyone who's shared so far. Oh, here's one more. Healing from sexual trauma so I can fully show up sensually and sexually for my partner. Yep. Deeper level of acceptance and ownership of my sacred womb. Moving deeper into thriving within my body. Greater depth of loving, honoring, and accepting more of my traumatized tissues. Finding ways to start connecting sexually with my wife again. Finding ways to deeply and truly love myself. Yeah, Ashton Ray, thank you. Balder, release the free state in my body. Release the shame of being helpless as a child. Yes. I feel you. I feel you. I feel you all. So glad you're here. Yay. Okay. They're still coming in. And I just want everyone to take a moment just to notice how you're feeling right now. You know, as you listen and hear your intention be read and hear others' intentions be read, how does that land for you? We're going to do this together. And now, before we close, just a reminder to put Marcy with a Y at marcylittle.com in your contacts. Join the Facebook group right away, if you can. And look for the first email at 9 a.m. Eastern time, that's New York time, in your inbox. We're going to end today with, oh good, I see that people are still offering their chats. We're going to end our session, our opening circle today, with a resourcing stance in the body that Peter Levine loves to teach and talk about. And if you've done any work with Peter Levine, you know it, and maybe you've practiced it yourself. People have brought up the word shame. So we're going to open our hands right out to the side. If you have to come either to seated or standing to do this, it's hard to do this when you're lying down. So start by just opening your palms to receive the nourishment, the healing nourishment, and then take the hands up in the stance of a V and a victory stance. Lift the heart. I am here. Woo! We are all here together. Oh, thank you, Tiffany, for bringing the Facebook group into the chat. Yes, notice how it feels to just give yourself this victory stance. Make a sound, and I love what Whitney did. Whitney, you're on my screen, so I get to see you throughout this whole thing, and we'll just take our hands together in front of the heart. Very beautiful. And then maybe just take it right in. We still have people joining. Maybe they didn't understand the timing difference. Okay, welcome everyone. I so look forward to taking this journey with you. I will see you in all the forums that we've talked about in the Facebook group. If you want to email me personally, I would love to hear from you. I would love to hear personally what really, really you loved, particularly as you start listening to these interviews, what really worked for you, and also what challenges you, and I'm open to feedback. And if you have purchased the summit, maybe I'll see you in the live chats, and we're all here for each other. Okay, you're welcome. Love from Moscow. Wow, that was cool too. Love, 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 love. Love to all of you. Yay. Okay. I'm going to stop the video and end the chat. Thank you all for coming. See you so soon.